Thomson Bible, Matthew chapter 17. And after 6 days Jesus taketh Peter, and James, and John his brother, and bringeth them up privately to a high mountain, and was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his raiment became white as the light. And behold, there appeared to them Moses and Elias, conversing with him. Whereupon Peter, addressing Jesus, said, Master, it is well that we are here. If thou pleasest, let us make here 3 booths, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias. While he was yet speaking, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and lo, from the cloud a voice, saying, This is my Son, the beloved, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. Upon hearing this, the disciples fell on their face, and were greatly affrighted. But Jesus came and touched them, and said, Arise, be not afraid. And having lifted up their eyes, they saw none but Jesus only. And as they were coming down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, Tell no one what you have seen, until the Son of Man shall have risen from the dead. Then his disciples asked him, saying, Why then do the scribes say that Elias must come first? In reply to which Jesus said to them, Elias indeed cometh first, and is to finish and begin all anew. Now I say to you, Elias is already come, and they did not know him, but have treated him as they pleased. In the same manner also the Son of Man will soon suffer by them. Then the disciples understood that he spake to them of John the Baptist. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a man, who falling on his knees, said, O sir, have pity on my son, for he is afflicted with an epilepsy, and suffereth grievously. For he often falleth into the fire, and often into the water. I brought him to thy disciples, but they could not cure him. And Jesus answering said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I endure you? Bring him hither to me. Then Jesus rebuked the demon, and it went out of him. And from that hour the child was cured. Then the disciples came to Jesus in private, and said, Why could not we cast it out? And Jesus said to them, Because of your unbelief. For verily I say to you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you might say to that mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it would remove, and nothing would be impossible to you. But this kind of power goeth not forth, unless by prayer and fasting. Now, while they remained in Galilee, Jesus said to them, The Son of Man will soon be delivered into the hands of men, and they will put him to death, and on the third day he will be raised up. And they were exceedingly grieved. And when they were come to Capernaum, the receivers of the assessments for the temple came to Peter and said, Doth your teacher pay the didrachm? He saith, Yes. And when he came into the house, before he spake, Jesus said to him, What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth receive assessments? Of their own sons, or of others? Peter saith to him, Of others. Jesus saith to him, The sons then surely are free. However, that we may not offend them, go to the sea, and throw in a hook, and take the first fish that cometh up. And having opened its mouth, thou wilt find a stater. Take that, and give it to them for me and thee.